How is Rika in the grand finale post-banlist new pack week? Shufflers limited to 1 each, and the Millers are down from 4 to 3. And to make up for that inconsistency, we now have Diviner to help send our fairy from the deck to the grave. We also have Bystials in the mix, a very good way to counter the Tearlaments, but also the Tearlaments are using the Bystials themselves to make cards like Beatrice to send any card from their deck to the graveyard to trigger their effect. And with that said, grand finale, Hajime.
There can only be one winner, and you're looking at it. Let's go.
Going first with Tier, limited to 1 field spell. Terraforming has been banned if you've been living under a rock. Ash is going to negate the Diviner. Should we negate the Miller that we send and not the Diviner itself? It does make it so its level doesn't change, so now you can't make a Baron to floor with it being level 6 tuner, but you now can make a Sprite Elf with it. We are going to Fusion Shokan with the Havnis randomly being milled off of the effect of the Sharon, discarding a card from the hand and summoning. Now, the Kit Kalos normally searches for a Merly, but here we are going to be summoning a Rhino Heart to then, to then send the Rhino Heart to the graveyard. It's kind of like a Foolish Burial. Now, the Kit Kalos is sending itself to summon the Rhino Heart to mill 5 and then send an additional Tearlament from the deck to the graveyard. That will be the Merly to now Fusion Shokan. Rhino Heart discarding Crime to summon. That's interesting. Agido milling 5 for both players. Scream searching for a Sulliek. Now, Crime could add a Banished Tearlament to the hand, which there are none. Both players milling 5. Petal in the graveyard will activate during the end phase unless we shuffle it back in the deck, if we even know about that effect. Rukalos can negate the Petal, attempting to summon from the graveyard during the end phase. As the Kelbeck is going to mill 5, Sulliek is going to search, Beast is going to draw 1. Let's go. We are going to Fusion Shokan into Kaleido Heart. We're going to freeze frame the field in the end phase and talk about what we accomplished here. Well, Petal's activating to summon, which the Rukalos can negate. But before that, let's talk about this. This is Omni negate anything. This is negate a special summon, and then it could send Kaleido. Then Kaleido could resummon, which could send a card on the field back in the deck and send a Tearlament from the deck to the graveyard to fuse into something like a Dragostapelia. The Crime can negate anything. The Scream can mill 3, triggering a fusion off of a summon, even our own summon. And if we fuse or activate a Shuffler, the field spell will activate to pop a card in the field. If we breathe on the field, then the Havnis will summon and mill 3, triggering a fusion. And we got to do it under max C. This is what Tier 0 looks like. Okay. Negate the Petal. Since we didn't destroy, it doesn't send. But on the additional negate and destroy, if we actually destroy it, it will send Kaleido for the play we talked about. Did not trigger a fusion off that mill 3 of the Scream. We're going to add the Sulliek with the effect of the Heartbeat being milled. Making the Dryas, which will activate and could get negated by not being negated. We're not going to Crime. We're not going to Baron. We're instead going to Havnis mill 3. Hit a Rhino Heart. Rhino Heart could summon, send Sulliek, send a Tearlament, then fuse. We could trigger the Kaleido Heart here. Let's see what we do. We're going to grab the Merly with the Sulliek, come forth and summon, activates, and we are Kaleido Hearting the Dryas. Goodbye to you. And we are also going to be triggering the Merly fusion play. So keeping the Sulliek, instead searching for the card first, then sending that instead to make a Kit Kalos, which could search for a Tearlament card or send a Tearlament card. We're going to send the Havnis. And that we're also going to, the Havnis being sent in addition to the Kit Kalos search or send. I think we might be making a Dragostapelia here. What do you think? No, we're making a Winda. Winda's going to lock you into 1 special summon only because we had a Shadow in our graveyard. Holy moly, is this even fair? Like, what is going on? Are they playing the same game? We got Con as the Keldo is going to shuffle. I think there's a Princess in there, right? There's no Princess, but there is a Loki that will trigger the field spell to pop your field spell. Oh my gosh, like, did we even Baron negate? Did we even Crime? Did we even Rukalos? Like, we didn't even activate 3 major effects and we were able to completely dismantle their turn? What the heck? No hand trap. So we are gonna fully cook. Full cook. What is our response to a full cook? We could grief, summon Rhino, send Rhino, Rhino, then discard a Merly, then summon the Rhino, then send a Tearlament from the deck to the graveyard and fuse with the Merly. We have Scream, which could reduce the field by 500 and also mill 3. And we'll go from there. We'll see. We could very easily have access, I would say, to a Kaleido Heart to spin a card on the field. We do know that Duber is playing Cactus, which will lock TTK out of special summoning. I think that is the main hope. That's the main cope as the Con sets the sheet. The sheet with the Con could tribute a monster to take control of a monster, and that monster cannot activate its effects. So if there is a Rhino Heart on summon activating, you can't stop the effect that's already activating on summon. But if you have an ignition effect, like let's say the Kid Kalos wants to send herself to summon a Tearlament, you could stop that, but not stop the initial search and send with Kid Kalos. The Strenna could be tributed for the sheet to take control of that monster. Then the Strenna could summon a monster that will have a monster negate. Now, do we have a princess in the graveyard in addition to this? Yes, we do. So if they try to activate a monster effect, we could tribute a plant or your opponent's monster, which will be considered a plant thanks to the Con, to negate that effect. So we could take control to stop an effect. We could negate an effect. We could summon a monster that negates a monster effect. And I think that's all we got 3 disruptions, pretty much. We got 3. I think Tearlament could play through 3. I think so. We're going to mill 6. Princess did not chain link block the princess, by the way. Chain link 1, chain link 2, which is normally what people do to play around a Havness. Negate. And we get to summon a monster negate. That is going to be devastating. Maybe that was on purpose, baiting? Or did you bait on purpose, or you maybe were unfamiliar? But it does not matter. We still mill a Havness to perform that fusion summon. And we do chain link block that Havness. Oh no, Ghost Spell negating Strenna from summoning a monster negator. Well, you know what we could have done is we could have either summoned a monster negate through the Sacred Tree Beast, that would negate a monster, or we could summon the Teardrop. The Teardrop actually is what we would summon because it is a Rika, which would enable our other plays. I think that we would summon this. This allows us to tribute a monster the opponent controls, and we can use the field spell to tribute a monster to tribute another monster. That's all gone though. It's all gone. 1 Ghost Spell. Ghost Spell got TTK into the grand finale, and now Ghost Spell is helping TTK win the grand finale. The Rika sheet is still activatable. We could tribute a monster to take control of a monster, which is what I said. Whoa, tributing the Kit Cow to take control of the Merly. All right, wait, okay. It wasn't tributed by card effect. It was tributed by the cost of the sheet, so the Kit Cal does not activate to mill 5. All right. It's cost. Grief's gonna summon, then send, and that will trigger the Rhino Heart. We talked about this play happening before they did it. This will then activate the Sharon that we discarded and activate the Rhino to send any Tearlament card from the deck to the graveyard. Get returning, and we are now making Rue Kalos. Maybe we should have taken control of the Kit Cow so that they could not make the Rue Cow, but then if they had a way to send our Kit Cow we took to the graveyard, then it would actually mill 5. It's very difficult on what we should have done, because it's like we maybe just lose anyway. Shokan into the window. Window's going to lock both players, including, ourselves. We can't special summon more than once beyond that window. We still have an additional summon. We're going to protect from the first battle destruction by banishing the Sowing, and we had 1 Sowing. Okay, very good. Wipe up the fields. Now, we're going to main phase 2 Time Thief Redoer. With the Sharon under it, we could detach the Sharon by card effect to then perform a fusion. Rukal's negating the pedal, and because we're not destroying the pedal, we don't have to send a card to the graveyard. No send. Do not have to send Tearlament. We have Monster Negate with the Selic. We have locked him out of special summoning more than once, but same goes for us. Normal summon the twin. On normal summon, we could special summon a monster from the graveyard that's a Loki, but we don't have a Sunavon link, so this is actually doing nothing. And why would he do that when he has the evenly match? Well, the Con is blocking the evenly match. What the heck is going on? Could have Loki'd into the Dryas, but then the window locks you out of doing anything more. We got the Con with the Glamour, tributing the window to search for double monster. Primula's going to special summon, and the Princess is going to special summon, but we did not special summon the Primula for some reason. Why Primula? No. Primula, I think it's your monster. A monster you control is tributed. If you tribute the opponent's monster, it does not trigger to summon. That's unfortunate. Rukal resummoning after sending herself to the graveyard, negating the Princess special summon. And we have Time Thief Redoer, detaching the Sharon to Fusion Shokan during the end phase. This will be a Kit Cow. Kit Cow will search or send. The send could initiate another Fusion Summon. We are doing that, another Fusion Summon. Returning 3 to make the Kaleido Heart to spin a card on the field back into the deck. Is this it for Rika? Goodbye, Con, which blocked are evenly matched. Time Thief Redoer, back on the field, attaching a Maxi. Maybe you wanted that, huh? Straight to the battle phase, lethal damage. 2-0. Tearlaments winning the tournament after a ban list of new cards coming out. Shock and dismay. No one saw it coming. You saw it here first. Tearlaments is still the best deck. Let's go. Wow. Whoa, 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 whoa. Post-banlist. There's no custom ban list here. This is the regular Master Duel ban list with the new cards fully legal, no special rules, no side deck, just it is best of 3, single elimination. What the heck happened here? Tearlaments is still the best, but you know what? The last Meta Weekly pre-ban list, there were 8 Tearlaments. Now there's only 6 Tearlaments, so it's getting better. It's getting a little bit better. Reborn is here. Top tier. Now we got Bestials in our Tearlaments, playing 5 Bestials. Holy Baldrake. Baldrake actually puts in work that targeting Banish, if you summon an extra deck monster, it works. And we also have Garura in here, which is good for 2 Tearlaments names fusing into each other. Ghost DC, anything different here? Looking like standard Flandres. Good job. We have Mugiwara. Mugiwara with the triple Super Poly plays. All right. The problem with Super Poly against Tearlaments, where this is very good against other decks, especially Flandres or the Apex and the Empin, is that if you fuse with their monsters like Rukalos or the Kaleido, they just come back on the field. So it's not the best in the mirror match. It could still do something though. Sprint also making a splash into Tearlaments, allowing you to send Merly. We did see a bit of the Sprite Sprint plays, most notably making a Dark to steal a Dark, or just making Dark to have a Link 2 to then with another monster to make the Sprint to send the Merly to then fuse. Let's keep on going. Cock with the 40 card, Adventure, Melfi, and not playing the new Sprite Trap. This is the extra deck. Of course, we're adding in the Sprint. Sprint is sending the Angler. And if the Angler is in your hand, you could special summon Swamp Frog with the Gigantic Sprite, then return itself back to the hand, then discard the Angler to get the double Beaver onto the field from the deck. Very good. Moving on to Coolwort. Coolwort is playing 2 Eldritch plus a 3rd Eldritch. How did you do that? We have 40 card clean, playing 2 Super Poly, and we got the Garura and Moodragon to pretty much fuse into anything. Let's keep on going. We have the only branded Despia in the top 16. I am shocked that more did not top. I am quite disappointed in that. What the heck, branded Despia? Cha 5U5 with some spicy text. We got the Kurikara, we have the Gimmick Puppet, which works with the Expulsion, banned in TCG for a good reason. Undertaker, 40 cards, anything interesting or not standard? Nope, okay. You know, the addition of Beatrice, I did not see Hollow get summoned today, but it's very good. Wallow, that is. But the Beatrice is generally going to be the card that we go for over the Wallow. Let's keep on going. And we have Miso Hornish with a stun deck. Gia, didn't Tupac get into the top 16? I think so, right? This is, did not play 2 Metaverse, just 1. We stun in. This is Runic Stun. 40 cards, clean, Tearlaments. 2 Super Poly, thanks to the new Garura. We got I think this is the most Bestials we've seen in a Tearlament. Yeah, 5, 6, 7. 8 is the max you could play. Wow, okay, it works. And even has room for the Beast into the, wait, no window. Beast but no window. We have Tupac. People wanted this deck, and you now got it. I thought it had more Bestials. Just drew a Swarm. Beat down with the Grandma Juice. Super boosted thanks to the Pot D and Pot E. Very nice. And the Macrocosmos. Moving on to Boda. Boda with the big 60 Dragon Link Assault Synchron. Wait, is the Punk deck in the top cut here also? I really want to look at that. This is looking good. Dragon Link representing the Dragon Link Chads. And this is the extra deck. Looking good. Let's keep on moving up. This is Sprite. I think 2 Sprites made it in the top cut, yes? Yeah, this is the second one we're looking at. And then Kyo. Kyo, nice. Triple Assault Synchron. That's what I want to see. Triple of you, tons of Bestials, but not fully maxed. A triple Bestial Lubellion. I got to craft the third one. What the? Very well done. Punk, Bestial. This is a deck. Yes, it is. Justinian, top 4. 40 cards. A lot of Bestials, but not the max amount. Nothing too crazy. No Super Poly. And then second place, Duber. Duber took the full Maxi challenge, summoned a Cactus Bouncer, and then outplayed a Sprite Smasher with the Resurgent. Very good. Good job, Duber. Well done. I mean, you made it all the way to the grand finale. Nice, very nice. And then Titacon, the best performing Tearlament deck of the tournament. Main deck in a Chaos Hunter, which counters Bestial. If your opponent special summons a monster, discard a card, special summon this, and then your opponent can't banish. Ghost Belle, which counters Bestial, and it counters the Shufflers. Only 2 Shufflers in everyone's deck, so they're very likely, when they do the Shuffle play, they're just going to have 1. And you can't chain link block the Shufflers. It's not a trigger effect. So you're going to be able to consistently Ghost Spell the Shufflers or Ghost Spell the Bestials. It put in good work when he had it. Got the 1 Diviner to help make up for the missing Shufflers and Millers. It went from 5 Shufflers to 2 and 4 Millers to 3. It maybe should have went Kelbeck to 1, right? Like, what's going on, Konami? Why did we not go all the way? Why did we stop at Kelbeck at 2? What is going on? These cards are limited to 1 in every format, and they just left Kelbeck at 2 for no freaking reason. And that is the tournament. Let's go. Yes.